Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Guillermo with Live Trading with Guillermo. Hey, as you can see, beard is growing out, so I'm gonna start looking like I don't know, a mountain man or something. Anyway, thanks everybody. This is my second Q&A video with me, Guillermo, Live Trading with Guillermo. So, as I mentioned on Monday, that I would be posting a Q&A video for you, and this is it. So as you saw over the past couple weeks or so, that I've been working on my third funded performance account, and today I received exactly that. So I'm going to show you my screenshot here. Give me a second. Maybe. Let's see. Here we go. So I am a funded trader. I have, and I know the camera's kind of blocking some of this, so maybe I'll move it here. There we go. So I am a funded trader, and I have 3 funded accounts through Apex Trader Funding. I did them all with full auto mode with the AutoRipper Pro. So you saw my videos, you saw that I turned it on and turned it off when I was ready to take profit. That's it. It's all on video. You saw it all. But I still consider myself a beginner because I'm still learning. You know, I'm still trying to figure things out. But the good thing about the software is I don't have to know everything about the market. I don't have to know all these special EMAs and Fibonacci and Bollinger Bands and all kinds of stuff. I don't need to learn that because this bot really uses the price action, which is the current changes in price, not historical changes in price. So it's more like real time, and that's how the bot makes decisions. So as you can see here on the screen, I have my Apex accounts, account 3, 4, and 5, and they're each 50,000. Okay, so that's 50,000 in trading capital. So these are live accounts. So when I trade these later this week and into next week, I'm gonna be trading real money. So just wanted to let you know that it's achievable. I did not have this kind of money for myself that I could put into a broker and do my own trades. So instead, I went the funded trader route. Okay, I already have a video in my channel that talks about funded prop accounts. You can go online. I used Apex, but there's Lilu, there's One Up Trader, there's a bunch of others. I like these guys just because of their payout structure. They're not as strict on their rules, and they use NinjaTrader 8, which is what the software I use uses, NinjaTrader 8. So anyway, as you can see on the shot, I didn't even block out my account number. I'm being 100% transparent. I'm gonna move this over so you can look at here. I did my accounts under my LLC called Sandoval Enterprises, so you can see the name here. You can see the account numbers, you can see the balances, and then down here you can see the date. So here's the date and the timestamp. So I took this screenshot 10:34 Central, so about 8:30 or so this morning. So that's it. It's funded. Okay, it's doable. So the next question always comes is, you know, how long did it take to get funded, and how many failed attempts did you have before getting funded? Before having the AutoRipper Pro, I can't even count the number of resets or trying again. Luckily, I got a tax write-off because of my LLC on the money I spent doing those. But yeah, it was a drag, you know. Then I got, it was called the Ripper. It was the AutoRipper, excuse me, which is just a one instrument bot. I talked about this previously from TruTrade, and that one worked. And I got funded on that. And then it wasn't until about November that I decided to create my own LLC for tax purposes. reached out to Apex. They said I can't transfer the personal account to an LLC, so they had me go through the evaluation. That's when I started. So I redid them all. So as you see, just on screen, I have 3. 2 I did November, December timeframe, somewhere in there, and then the 3rd one just recently. How many failed attempts did you have before getting funded? Okay, so this is going to vary. So what my experience is going to be totally different from yours, very likely, because I've had so many failures. I've had just a lot of practice, and I learned a lot. So now, as you saw this last account, I had to reset it once, and that was all my fault, really, and I talked about that in the video. But that was only one reset, and I got it funded. The other 2, the first 2 that you saw on the screenshot, I got those funded with no resets. That was just a one try, and I got them done. So 10 days each. You still have to trade for 10 days. So overall, we're looking at about 30 trading days over the 3 accounts. So you can kind of do the math how long it takes. How long will how many attempts will you have? It's gonna vary. I can't say. If you've gone through as many as I have, you probably be really good. I have it dialed in now. I could open up another account if I wanted to, and get funded again pretty quickly. Maybe one reset if I'm not paying attention or something like that. But the software, it's pretty dialed in, so I'm not worried about it. What I'm thinking, before I go too far on that, my experience is going to be totally different than yours. I mean, just straight up. So what I recommend is whatever software that you get, doesn't matter what it is. Okay, if it's TruTrade, you get the AutoRipper, PowerRipper, whatever you get, make sure you do simulation. You have to practice. You have to see how the automation works, and you have to see when's the best time to get in and when's the best time to get out. Market open is pretty volatile. Maybe you don't want to get in at 9:30 Eastern when everything's crazy. Probably not the best. Now you might want to wait, 20 minutes in. That might be a good time. Or maybe when traders are coming back from lunch, at 1 o'clock Eastern. Maybe that's a good time. Traders just got back from lunch. Then the market kind of picks up a little bit, and you can kind of look for that. Or market close, like the last hour. That's when activity takes place to close out the day. So you might be able to see some trends up to that time and jump in. So you got to be smart about it, but you just got to see what works for you. So what I would recommend is do simulation, do as much as you can, then try the evaluation route and try to get yourself funded. And just realize, the software that you have is very powerful, but you also got to pay attention. You got to use it correctly. You got to have the right settings. So if you don't have all that lined up, it is not going to work for you. So it took me a while, like I said, to get that, but now I'm dialed in. I mean, I got 3 accounts. You saw it on screen. They're there. I met profit targets on all 3 of them. Minimum is 3,000 on each one. So I made a minimum of 9,000 to get funded. My accounts actually had higher balances than that, but that's the minimum. So you can imagine that with the automation on my live accounts, I should expect pretty similar results, right? Over a 10-day period, you make $3,000 times 3, that'd be $9,000, right? Over 10 days. That's not too shabby, right? If you made $10,000, roughly $10,000 over 10 days, that's like about $1,000 a day. Pretty nice. Can't beat that. And of course, as you build your account, you can add on more contracts and so on. So just grow it safely. You want to take baby steps, incremental steps in your capital account, and instead of doing this and then coming down, probably not the best way to do it, but gradual increase over time. Build up your accounts, do it correctly. That's a winner for sure. So Pick what's best for you. But remember, are you going to have the success that I'm having right now? Not right away. Is it possible? Absolutely. It is very possible. And I proved it 3 times, guys. You saw it on screen. I didn't doctor any videos. You saw me talk as I went through them, and now you see the screenshots to prove it. So I also want to say that I started my channel just to kind of share my experience. I don't work well, I have a job. I work for a bank. But outside of that, this is it. This is my channel. I don't get paid by anybody. I'm not sponsored or anything, you know. I don't have enough viewers yet to get paid by Google, so I don't even get paid for my views or anything like that yet. So I don't even have that. So that's it. This is just doing it because this is what I want to do and share with you. So what I want to go to my next slide. So in regards to that, when I first started this, I was thinking, no one's going to watch. You know, who's going to watch my videos? But I think today I have like 112, something like that. So thank you very much. That's awesome. Thank you all for watching. So I figured, well, what do I do for 100 subscribers, right? I don't have the budget yet to start giving cool stuff away or giving iPhones away or anything like that. But maybe down the road I will do that. Or send people cash through Cash App or something like that, or some crypto or something like that. So I don't have that yet, but I'm working up to it. So as my subscribers go up, I think at 1,000 subscribers, I think I'll have to do something special for you all. But I do have something for you though. So when in my videos I talk about when should you enter, when should you turn on your automation. Okay, there's no right or wrong. The software is really powerful. The one I use, AutoRipper Pro, is very powerful. So it can pretty much enter any time you turn it on. But I like to turn it on when I know I'm going to have really good success, and I'm going to get in and I'm going to get out. Okay, so I call this my sniper setup. I just made that up, and you probably seen this online anyway. I learned it from someone, so it's not my idea. It's not my invention. This is just something how I used it, and I want you to have. Okay, I think I missed a slide. This isn't supposed to be here, so let me go to the next slide. Okay, so let me move my screen, my recording out of the way. Okay, so here is the NQ this morning. Okay, I got the AutoRipper Pro on. You can see I have my it's called a high time frame filters on, so I'm able to see changes in the background. So this gray means upward trend, this purple means downward trend, and then you can see the corresponding bars. This magenta means down, white going up. So I just happened to be I had my automate. I didn't have the bot engaged. I just had it running in the background, so I could see kind of what was happening in the market. So I figured this would be a good setup for you to show you. So see here, the market was going up. It kind of did this little consolidation, did a small move, and then started coming back down. Then you see this right here. This is consolidation right here. I stay out of that. I don't jump in here. The automation can handle it. If your account's big enough, you can handle this and ride through it, because you can see there's these big moves down here, and you would have gotten your money back and made money on top of that. I don't like to jump in right here. So this is what I call my sniper setup, and I'm giving this to you. This is my gift to you for subscribing to my channel. So you could use this with any software. You could use this with manual trading if you wanted to. So but I use it with full auto. This is when I turn it on. So I'm not going to manually trade when I do this, but this is when I turn on my bot. Okay. So what I do, you can draw these trend lines right here yourself. You know, you can draw a trend line with NinjaTrader. You have the tools, and you can just draw a line. Okay. AutoRipper Pro already has those. They're dynamic, so they change as you move through. So this was kind of cool. I took a screenshot of it, of what it was doing. So what I do is, when you get to this consolidation, I wait for a move. It's either going to go up or it's going to go down. If it goes up, I wait for the right color. I have to wait for this gray color before I turn on my automation. This one already happened to be going down. So my highest probability trade is going to happen right below these trend lines. Okay. So follow me so far. I got purple, magenta, my trend lines. I'm below my trend line. So the highest probability trade is going to be right here. Okay. So that's what I would do. I would turn it on either here, which is what I would do. And then you can kind of see here, it was already starting to turn purple, but I would have turned it on right before that, before it even started. Okay, you can still catch it because it hasn't, the bar hasn't closed yet. So I would turn it on here, and I'm going to show you what happened. So here's the trend lines. We were below, and like I said, they're dynamic, so the trend lines look a little bit different. But I waited. I would have turned it on right here, and then boom, look at that. We got a winner. Okay, so had it continued downward, the FA, the full auto, would have picked up the next trade, okay, going down. And if it kept going, we would have had another nice win. All right, so that's perfect setup. You're below it. However, as you saw, it went up. So we don't have a trade yet. But what's going to happen though, possibly, or it come back down. But what could happen though is it starts going up. It'll maybe come down for a minute. You'll get a magenta bar, and then come back up. And that's where the automation would take the next trade. If you hadn't started yet, that could be a new entry point right there. That could be your setup. If you hadn't, if you just turn on the computer and go like, oh man, I just missed all this. How do I get in? Well, you could wait for the next one. Wait above the trend line. But like I said, once you turn on the automation's going to do its thing. You don't have to worry about it. But like I said, would you want to turn it on right here? Maybe not. Here, that could have been good. It kind of broke out of this a little bit. That would have been a good move. But my move that has high probability, I look for the first move below the trend line. Boom, turn it on your auto, let it do its thing, make your money, hit flat, turn it off, and you're done. All right. So with that, that's kind of where I'm at. So I wanted to share something with you. So on my last video, I talked about the AutoRipper Pro, which is like, it's one of the top automation software that you can get from TruTrade. They have a couple more bots above that, but those are like the mothership of automation. If you have like big portfolio and this is what you do for a living, I would get those. But I don't have that kind of money. I will someday. But I'm actually working on getting the AutoRipper Pro. So that one I anticipate purchasing maybe by the end of the week, maybe early next week, and then get it set up. So like I said, like, I'm gonna take my own advice. I'm gonna put it on simulation, start watching it, get the settings dialed in, and then start trading with it. So in future videos, you're gonna see me alternate. I'll either do the AutoRipper Pro, which is the one I've been using and you've been seeing, and then I'll switch over to the AutoRipper Pro, so you can see me work with that. AutoRipper Pro, you can have 2 instruments, or actually I think you can have even more than that. I'm still learning. I like I said, I don't have it yet, but I will. But you can have multiple instruments going at the same time. So that's pretty freaking cool. Where you could have the NQ and the ES and the RTY, which is the Russell 2000, I think. You could have gold if you wanted to running. It's kind of cool. So I'm gonna experiment in a way, or maybe do some research to figure out, hey, are there certain ones certain instruments that complement each other. Is it NQ and the ES? Should I do those, or the RTY and the NQ? So I'm gonna experiment, and you're gonna watch that with me, so you can learn from what I'm doing. And if I make a mistake, you learn from that, and maybe that will help you make decision on how you might want to trade. So anyway, I'm looking forward to sharing some of that info with you. So with that, I'm gonna stop this video, but thank you for watching, and I look forward to sharing more videos with you. So I've learned a lot being on YouTube. Thank you for all the great questions. Sorry I can't answer individually. I can't do phone calls or anything like that, but I figured these Q&A videos will be helpful, and then that way I can kind of post as I go along. Lastly, I do want to close by saying, this is just education. This is entertainment only. Don't use this as financial advice. I'm not telling you to trade. I'm not telling you to go buy this automation from TruTrade or go buy something else. I am definitely not saying any of that. Okay, but if you do, this would be one that I would definitely recommend. The AutoRipper Pro, hands down. This thing kills it. Okay, and you've seen it. It's all on video. You've seen the video evidence, and you saw the screenshots to prove it. And I'm giving you a little setup here to help you kind of jump into the market if that's something you want to do. So with that, again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.